Meet the Frontline fighter, slayer of soldiers, defender of objectives, and just an all-round pretty decent build to run. If you want more consistent wins for your team, then this is the build for you. The Frontline fighter is a warden, and this works well as the first For Honor build on the channel, as everyone should have access to this class, and it's a fairly easy one to use. The warden feels like the most balanced fighter in the game, is very easy to start playing with, and becomes insanely powerful once you master the class. This build is designed to be fighting in the front lines, dealing with the enemy soldiers and holding the objective. Once you've gained solid control of your objective, make sure you keep hold of it to ensure your team always has at least one position that's giving them points. Normally I found that most players run to their closest objective at the start of the game, so if you can get to the central objective and take it right away, then you can immediately give your team the bonus. To clear out the enemy soldiers at the fastest pace, use the Guardian's Assault, which is right bumper plus right trigger, when in the middle of a group of soldiers. Use your heavy attacks to kill a few in a single stroke, and light attacks to kill any stragglers. Although you will want to prioritise keeping hold of your own objective, you may have to take a second one if your team isn't able to. Don't throw the game just to ensure you're keeping your own objective safe. This build can go one-on-one with most enemies, but whether or not you win will depend largely on your skill, so think through the fight before you engage an enemy. Whenever you are fighting players, try to get them to your objective. This will let you use the field of soldiers as a barrier to give you some space from your opponents, and by briefly disengaging and killing enemy soldiers, you'll also be able to regain some quick health and stamina. For our feats, we have Body Count, Inspire, Pugno Mortis and Catapult. Body Count and Inspire are the most important feats in this build. Unfortunately, they are unlocked straight away. In matches, Body Counts will be open to you fairly early on, and heals your health and stamina whenever you kill enemy soldiers. This helps you to stay in the midst of a fight for longer. Slaughtering the enemy soldiers not only ensures you keep hold of the objective, but gives you a good way to heal after fighting against other players. The Inspire feat just goes further for helping you control the objective that the soldiers are fighting over, by boosting your own soldiers, giving them the edge over the enemies. It will also boost your allies, helping to turn a large fight to your team's favour. Pugno Mortis and Catapult are both feats that allow you to deal some area of effect damage. These are by no means essential to the build, but it's helpful being able to get some range damage in against multiple targets. Not only does it help with rapidly clearing the soldier-based objective, but it gives the build a bit more versatility, letting you deal early damage to players before engaging them. The Catapult feat in particular is by no means essential to the character, and you can go with either of the other feats if you want. Stalwart Banner is good for team healing, and Morale Booster gives a nice damage boost for tough fights, so feel free to play around with each of these, and choose whichever one you like the most. Focus on having a good mix of stats from your gear, but prioritise attack and defense buffs. You can sacrifice sprint speed and even execution bonuses, as you don't need to be the fastest warrior on the field, and you have other ways to regain health. Obviously, the gear that you get is fairly random, so I'm not going to go too in depth, but once I've got a bit more practice with the game, this section will be a little bit longer. I hope that all of you liked my first For Honor build, and hopefully it will help you to win more matches. Let me know in the comments if you're planning on using this build, and if there are any ways I can improve the format of these builds. If you liked the video, then give it a like, and if you're new to the channel, then don't forget to subscribe in order to get even more For Honor content in the coming weeks.